Hello again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with a continuation, part 3 of the Pinwheel Mosaic blanket tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you're having a great one, and a big thank you to Lion Brand for sponsoring this series. Okay, so in the last video, we had just finished up round 18, which was technically the full repeat. However, for me, that's not enough. What I'm doing right now, it's more supplementary material, quite frankly, because I feel that being thorough, it'll make it easier to understand. So basically, what we did in the last video, okay, is we started right here, which was the halfway mark of our initial motif, okay? And so we finished, from here down, and then we continued going up, up, up by creating a new half motif, finishing the old half motif and fleshing it out, and a new half motif over here. So essentially, we are going back to round 10 because it is the same thing, except right now, instead of just one half motif, we've got two half motifs. So we're going to flesh out these two half motifs and create three new half motifs. So I hope that makes sense. So that being said, we have a lot to cover, and the rows, the sides of the blanket, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't know how many of these rounds we're going to be able to cover in this part of, the video. We need to get through 9, okay? So gonna try and see how many we can get through in this part, and, well, we'll just continue from there. All right, let's get to it. Okay, round 10 for the repeat. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be starting a new motif in the corner here. So first things first, chain up a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 2 doubles into that same corner space. And because this is the beginning of a new motif, chain 2, skip 2, and double into the next. Now, because this brick that we're currently working on, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means that this brick needs to start decreasing. So we have 1 in there. We need 5 more for a total of 6. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 2. Okay. Skip 2 stitches into the chain space, 2 doubles. Now, this centerpiece here, this is going to be the center square in the motif. So this needs to shrink. So going to chain 2 again, skip 2 into the next, do a double, and 5 more for a total of 6. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Chain 2. Alrighty. Excuse me. Skip these next 2 stitches into the chain space, 2 doubles. Okay, and this block, well, it's going to continue to grow in this direction. So we're not going to be decreasing these 10 stitches because we have to get up to, 6 of these rows and then start the decreasing. So we're just sort of shifting this brick over. So we already have 2. We need 8 more for a total of 10. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Then, scooting right along. Okay, now, this space right here, this is the end of the old motif. So we're going to create a new motif right on top of it. So chain 2 into that space, 2 doubles, chain 2, and then we're going to do the same thing for this existing motif. So this brick, just like we did before, it needs to shrink. So skip the next 2 doubles and double into the next 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 2. Skip 2 stitches into the chain space, 2 doubles. Chain 2. We're going to decrease this block here because this is the center square of the motif. So going from 10 down to 6. So skip those 2. Double into the next 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling out a bit more yarn here. And one more makes 6. Woo! Almost lost my hook there. Scooch. Chain 2. Skip 2 stitches, 2 doubles into the chain space, and then 8 more for a total of 10. Okay, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and then into the corner, 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles. 1, 2, 3, and 2 doubles. Okay, so quick sort of quick sort of recap, as I like to do, because for me, what I often say is it's not enough just for me to tell you what to do. I like to tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing so that it makes more sense, you see. So the quick recap, that's why I was explaining, the shrinkage and the growth and so on and so forth. So the count for this row is 2, 6, 2, 6, 10. 2, 6, 2, 6, 10, and then 2, at the very end. So it's got a nice sort of pattern ring to it. 2, 6, 2, 6, 10, 2, 6, 2, 6, 10, and then 2 at the very, very end. Okay, so just do that for the remaining 3 sides, and I will meet back up with you for the next round. Round 11 for the repeat. Okay, let's get started. All right, so chaining up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 doubles into that corner chain space there. There we go. All right, and well, this being the bottom of our new motif, well, we have to grow it out. So 2 doubles, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches there, and then 2 doubles into the chain space. So, we're going from 2 up to 6, as we usually do. All right, and then we have to shrink this 6 block down from 6 down to 2. So chain 2, skip 2, double into each of the next 2 stitches. There we are. Chain 2, skip the next 2, and double into the next chain space. There we go. And we're going to grow this little block out. So double into each of the next 2 stitches and 2 more into the chain space for a total of 6. Everything ebbs and flows, grows and shrinks accordingly. All right, so that's from 2 up to 6. And then this is our center square, so it's going to go from 6 down to 2. So chain 2, skip 2 doubles, double into the next 2 stitches, chain 2, scoot, skip the next 2 stitches, 2 doubles into the chain space. Okay, and this brick is going to continue to keep growing because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5. We need 5 and 6, and then we'll start the decreasing. So we've already got 2 in the chain space, 8 more for a total of 10. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And scoot. Okay, and this is the center of the side here. So going to chain 2, skip these 2 stitches into the chain space, 2 doubles, double into each of the next 2 stitches, because this is the bottom and the beginning of a new motif, just like we started the side with. And then 2 more into the chain space. There we are. And then we get to shrink this one down. We're getting there. Yes, we are. Okay, so chain 2. Skip 2, 2 doubles, shrinking this brick down from 6 down to 2, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, growing this from 2 up to 6, so into the chain space, 2 doubles, double into each of the next 2 stitches, and then 2 more in the chain space so that we have a total of 6. Okay, and scooch. And this is our square block in the center of the motif. So chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 2 because we're going from 6 down to 2. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches into the chain space. We're continuing the stitch count for this end brick here. So it's going to remain as 10. So we've got 2. We need to add 8 more for the total of 10. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 2, skip those 2 stitches into the chain space, 2 doubles, double into each of the next 2 stitches, and then our corner remains the same with 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles. So 2 doubles, chain 3, and 2 doubles. Ta-da! Okay, so recap once again. Okay, so the block count is 6, 2, 6, 2, 10, 6, 2, 6, 2, 10, and 6 at the end. So for the remaining 3 sides, 6, 2, 6, 2, 10, 6, 2, 6, 2, 10, ending with a 6. All right, and well, do your remaining 3 sides, and I will meet back up with you for the next one. Okay, round 12, welcome back to Easy Street. Yes, because it is another round where it's just groups of 10. Very, very, very simple. So the 6s, we are building up to 10s. The 2s we are eliminating, and the existing 10s we are maintaining. So it's just groups of 10. All right, so start off by chaining up 5. And then 2 doubles into the corner space. And then, so this grouping of 6 is going to become a 10. We've already got 2. We need to do the 6, and then 2 into the chain space for the total of 10. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then into the chain space 9 and 10. There we go. Okay, scooch, chain 2, skip those 2 little guys. That brick is done down there. And then into the next chain space, 2 doubles. Okay, and then go across this 6, again with another 2 in the chain space so that we have a total of 10. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 in the chain space. Okay, scooting right along, footloose and fancy free. Okay. Wee bit of a tangle, no big deal. There we go. Okay, so from here, chain 2 and skip over those 2 doubles down below. And then into the chain space, 2 doubles, and then 8 more for the total of 10. Okay, so that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And scooch, chain 2. Okay. Pulling out a bit more. There we go. Okay. And then skip these 2, going into the chain space with 2 doubles. Okay, and then go across these 6, add 2 more in the chain space for the total of 10. So I've already got 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 go into the chain space. Okay, and scooch, chain 2, skip those 2 doubles into the chain space. Double into each of the next 6 and 2 more into the chain space for your total of 10. Okay, so this makes 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 into the chain space. And scooch, chain 2, skip those 2 down below, going into the next chain space with 2 doubles. And then 8 more for a total of 10. Just need more yarn. It's a thing. There we go. Okay, so I've already got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And scooch, 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 scooch to my loo. Okay, chain 2. And then into the chain space, 2 doubles. And double into these 6, and then our corners as per usual. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then in the corner, 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles. And that is what you're going to do for the remaining 3 sides. Building up your 6s to 10s, your 2s down to, well, nothing, and the existing 10s, maintain those. And, whew, there you go. Ta-da! All right, so keep going, and I will see you on the next round. Round 13. Okay, so starting off as per usual with your chaining up a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 doubles into the chain space. Okay, so with the motif that we're currently making, well, it's not going to get any wider than the 10, so we have to start shifting, and this is going to be the beginning of a new brick right here. So, chain 2, skip 2 doubles, and then go into the next one, and 7 more, and then add 2 into the chain space for your total of 10. So we've already got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then 2 into the chain space. So we have our total of 10. And then going into the existing motif, shrinking it down. So chain 2. Okay, so here's our center square. This brick needs to shift to the left. So skip 2, double into the next, and into each. And then when we hit the chain space, another 2 more doubles. So we'll have a total of 10 on this brick. Bit more yarn. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 go into the chain space. There we are. And shift. Okay. Now, this brick right here, it's It's ripe for the decrease because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 and 8, those are the decrease bits. So chain 2, skip 2, going into the next, and 5 more for a total of 6. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and scooch. Chain 2. I'm getting there. Okay, skip these 2, going into the chain space with 2 doubles, and this is one of our new motifs again. So we've got the 2 on the end, chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 8, and then add 2 at the end, because we're growing out this new motif, just like we did at the beginning of this edge. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 go into the chain space. There we go. And scooch. Okay, this next grouping of 10 gets shifted to the left. Chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 8, add 2 at the end in the chain space. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 go into the chain space. Scooch and a bit more yarn. Okay. And this is a brick that needs decreasing, so chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and scoot. And here we have the beginning of, well, the continuation of one of our new motifs at the end here. So chain 2, skip 2 into the chain space, 2 doubles, chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 8, and then in your corner you're going to be adding 2 because as per usual in the corner space, 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then in the corner space, 2 doubles, chain 3, and 2 doubles. Butter. Okay, so recap. Okay, so for the count, we've got 2, 10, 10, 6, 2, 10, 10, 6, 2, 10. So again, 2, 10, 10, 6, 2, 10, 10, 6, and then ending with 2, 10. And do that for the remainder of your 3 sides, and I will meet back up with you in just a bit. Round 14. So for round 14, we're going to be increasing the 2s up to 6s. The 10s, we're going to be maintaining their width. The 6s are going to go down to 2s. So that's pretty much where we're at. So let's get to it. All right. Chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 doubles into the same space. And then double into each of the next 2, and then add 2 in the chain space for a total of 6. There we go, from 2 up to 6. The 10s, we've got 2 in a row, going to maintain those. So chain 2, skip 2 stitches, double into the next 8, and then add 2 in the chain space for the total of 10. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then in the chain space, 9 and 10. Chain 2, and scooch. Okay, skip the next 2 doubles, double into the next, and working our way across. This will be 8, and then 9 and 10 will be in the chain space once again. So I've already got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 go into the chain space. And scoot, pulling out some more yarn. Okay, we've got a 6. The 6s go down to 2s. So chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 2. Chain 2. And the 2s go up to 6s. So after chaining 2, skip 2 into the chain space, 2 doubles. Double in the next 2. And 2 doubles in the chain space so that we have a total of 6. And scoot. Okay, and we've got another 10 spot. So chain 2, skip 2, double in the next 8, and 2 more in the chain space for a total of 10. It's 2, Oops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 go into the chain space. Okay, and scoot. Okay. Okay, so we have another 10 spot here. So chain 2, skip 2, double into the next, and so forth, and adding 2 in the chain space. So we have a total of 10 once again. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 go into the chain space. There we are. And scoot. Chain 2, skip 2, double into the next 2, reducing our 6 down to 2. Almost had it. Chain 2, skip 2, 2 in the chain space, double into the next 2, and then 2 in the chain space, so that we have a total of 6, building from 2 up to 6. There we are, and scoot. And then at the very end, we have a 10 spot. So chain 2, skip 2, double in the next, and so forth. And then in the corner space, 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles, as per usual. So I've got 3. Oops. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10 in the space. Chain 3, and 2 doubles in the same spot. Okay, so another recap. Okay, so the count for this row is 6, 10, 10, 2, 6, 10, 10, 2, 6, 10. Okay, do it again. 6, 10, 10, 2, 6, 10, 10, 2, 6, 10. All right, so that's what you're going to do for the remainder of the round. And, well, I will see you in just a bit. Alrighty, my dears, so that's going to conclude part 3 of the Pinwheel Mosaic blanket. We've made some good progress on the repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds out of the 9. So in the next part, we're going to do the last 4 rounds for the repeat, and from there, you should be able to continue on as much as you want to. Just follow the repeats, and then you can make your blanket as big as you want to. So, that being said, big thank you to all of you for joining me today, and I really hope that you're enjoying the project. I'm loving it, as in case you couldn't tell. And a big thank you to Lion Brand for sponsoring this video series. As always, links are in the description box down below, as well as timestamps. Thank you again, and you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.